on the wall.
Charger!
It's Charger?
Give me the phone. You have a flight out in the morning and you need your black pants? You know it's Sunday and Ken's watching the game?
Give me that. Give me that. Like my father always said, the customer's always right.
But Ken, it's your only day off.
Like my father said, not everything in life is fair. There I was, 30,000 feet in the air, flat to the left of me, flat to the right.
Ken, you should just tell him to wear his freaking blue pants. You should just tell him to go buy a new pair of freaking pants. Why should you have to get up and go down to the freaking store?
As my father always said, marriage is a relationship which one person is always right and the other one's the husband.
I don't think your father said that.
Well, I think you should have.
The next day, a typical day at Towpack Cleaners. Does anyone know if Ken is here?
What do you think he is? He's in the office.
Well, I've been waiting here a really long time.
I'm waiting for my daughter's graduation. My dog is in the car.
We could have
I really could have
Fairfield,
just got here, and I really did. I have so many errands to
All right. Like my father always said, good things will come to those who are waiting. And when I'm in the office, you all wait.
As your father always said, it's good to be king.
No, that was Mel Brooks. Hey! Oh, that's really good, great news. You got soccer balls for the varsity. That's really great. I got a lineup of customers. Take out. Next. Hey, R. That's great. That's really great. But I gotta go. Next customer.
Hi, Ken. I don't have any clothes to be clean. I just came in to talk.
Give me a second. Give me a second.
Where's the shirt? Where's the shirt? Matt, get him the shirt.
One second.
That's the wrong one. Oh, there you go.
Watch the hair.
Hi, Ken. I don't have any clothes. I just came in to talk.
Well, how can I help you?
Oh.
Me again.
Hey, R. If you got a hangnail, buddy, just trim it with one of those little scissors.
Hey, Ken, I'm sorry. I was supposed to come in during the week, but I have a really long mahjong game. Robbie's going to kill me if I don't pick up the clothes. But don't worry, I won't bother you. I know how to work the conveyor. Just push the button, and it goes around.
Get Kyle.
And around. And around. Wait, Ken, I can't stop it. Stop.
Towpack Cleaners. No, Mom. I didn't lose your gray slacks. No, they're not in the back. No, I didn't bring them home. Mom, why don't you look in your closet? No, the one downstairs, the other one.
That goes for all of you. Gurnett!
He's next. All right, that's great. I gotta go. I got an important meeting with Gurnett down at the Woods End Deli. We're having brisket for lunch, something different. All right, Mr. Bulagach, what can I do for you?
Ken, my brother called and he wants me to invest in his company.
Yeah? So?
I need you to tell me what to do.
Hey! Ah, really? Poopy in the potty? I'm so proud. I'm so proud. Next customer, please.
That'll be $8.50.
Oi, Kenny, forgot my wallet. How about we make a deal? You like contracts?
Well, Mordecai, thanks a lot. But I'm getting close to retirement now, and I really could need the cash. Next customer, please.
Go to the office.
Hello, Al.
First person.
My shirt didn't have a spot on it when I brought it in.
You shrunk my favorite sweater.
My Uggs are still dirty.
My comforter is all crinky.
My collar buttons are still missing.
You melted my beads.
My white silk blouse is ruined.
I brought in a pair of pants, you gave me back a skirt.
August 15th, 2011.
Not my problem.
Hello, Tata Cleaner.
Now, you know we're all here to honor my brother, but you got to thank my sister Toby, because she's the one that wrote this.
He's got on like 4 shirts.
So you should consider using him for something.
Or something.
Really bad.
What?
It was really
Good job,
bad
Mike.
time with everything. The guys in college. So,
Who was I can't say that is.
between the girls.
You do well, Paul.
Where's the boy?
She wanted to see.
Oh, okay.
She's in the back.
I would actually pay to see you. Not
Very
here.
upset.
Sad.
Very. He said the guys tells him he won't tell.
Right. Who's his go-to person?
They've been buddies for a long time.
So, I know we're all supposed to be here celebrating Dad and his retirement, but Kyle, I'm looking around the room and I actually see a lot of depressed faces. What's going on?
He's got 50% off. He usually gets 25.
Oh, we're all screwed. Well, all joking aside, Kyle and I thought this would be a good time to tell you all a little bit more about Top Hat Cleaners to the tune of one of Dad's favorite songs. The song is called Dry Cleaner Man. 7 a.m. on a Saturday. Regular crowd shuffles in. There's some old men sitting with Dad, shooting the shit for a while.
Dad says, son, can you be on time next week? I'm not really sure what you do. There must be a reason Sarah never worked here. That's probably why Kyle cleans clothes.
Clean us some clothes, you're the dry cleaner man. Clean us some clothes by tonight. Because Mom really needs her tablecloths. And if not, there will be a fight.
Now John at the bar is sure to be a friend of his. Now who isn't in the state of CT? Dad's quick with a joke, although it might not make sense to some folk. But there's no one we'd rather him be.
He says, you won't believe what happened today. As a smile runs away from his face. My mother came in and said I lost her clothes again. I need to sell this frickin' place.
Now Paul is a crazy Boston fan who regularly pesters Dad at the store. And he's talking with Jerry, saying Jeter's a fairy. Dad says, Paul, you'll be an idiot for life.
And if you don't know what to do in life, you can always go to Top Hat U. Yes, many of you are here in this room, but we know you'll go far in your life.
Clean us some clothes, you're the dry cleaner man. Clean us some clothes by tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a made-up melody. All we need to do is give you a mic.
It's a pretty good crowd here for a Sunday. And Dad the Mayor is surely all smiles, because we know that it's he they've been coming to see to talk about life for a while.
And Dad is quite the carnivore. He loves his potatoes and steak. And he gets out of his car and comes into this bar and says, hey, what are you guys doing here?
Clean us some clothes, you're the dry cleaner man. Clean us some clothes by tonight. We're all going to miss Top Hat Cleaners, but thanks to you, we all have a better life. And without further ado, the Brotherhood of the Schmutz.
Funny, none of them can read or write, and here they are. We just all call Gernat and ask him what to do.
He'll tell you if you ask him.
Somebody point Marvin in the right direction.
Frankie Weiss in the house? He's always late. He's always the last one. Is that your shirt on yet? Where's the shirt? You were holding it.
Get kicked out.
Where's his
They didn't have
shirt?
told.
Got kicked out. Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah,
My
kicked
name's
out of
Randy
the
Kalfas,
Brotherhood. That's mine.
and this is the Brotherhood of the Schmutz. Now, you may be asking, what is the Brotherhood of the Schmutz? Well, the Brotherhood of the Schmutz is a bunch of old guys.
No, we weren't old then.
Let me finish. We started off very young. Every morning, every Saturday morning, we would arrive at the Cleaners to have our little chat. We sit around like we're standing now, a bunch of chairs, in back of the counter, and used to be in front of the counter until Heather got involved. One day, Heather walked in the store, and we were all standing around. The customers were outside. A little angry. From that time on, Paul Rockoff would stand outside. He'd kind of be our lookout. Anyhow, that's another story. When Heather retires. All right. What we're going to do today is just talk a little bit about what we always talk about. We talk about solving the problems of the world. But more than that, we laughed. And we laughed and we laughed and we laughed. And we're going to all miss that now, except the good thing is we now meet at the diner instead. As you can see, we eat very well.
Does he know that we laugh at him? We laugh at him.
He has no clue. Okay, so who we have up here? Frankie Weiss, shirtless. And on this side we have the Paul Gernat, Paul Rockoff, Jerry Buster, Marvin Buster, and Andy Liskoff. And everybody has a few words to say. So without further ado, Why don't you lead it off?
Well, Top Hat Cleaners meant more to me probably than anybody else. Every day, I'd leave my house on the way to the Jewish Community Center, 6:30, 6:45, and I never knew if I would make it. So I would go in, would never say anything to anybody, just go right into the bathroom.
Also known as the office.
Use the office, get out and leave. And it might be 2 days or 2 days. But also, what Top Hat Cleaners was it was a place of dreams. Kind of like Spanky and our He-Man Woman Haters Club. When you go there, we have dreams, and we talk about the dreams. Or another place it would be maybe like Mugs and Satch at Louie's Candy Shop, Dead End Kids, where we'd make plans. And at other times, it was like funny. It would be Mystic Night of the Sea Lodge with Amos and Andy. And in closing, I always remember the words of that great lawyer, J.C. Calhoun, that these boys is good boys.
Next we're going to have Dr. Paul Rocco.
Kenny invited me to join probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And he's been pleading me to join many years before that, but I was kind of resistant. He said, oh, you got to come. It's all the guys you grew up with. So I finally started coming on Saturday morning. And you know what? It's more like a family. And actually, it's more like a congregation, because we actually held High Holy Day services. No, this is true at St. Mary. Trying to see. But it's just meant a lot to me. I'm glad at least we're going to continue it at the diner. We can't stay as long because I think sometimes we overstay our welcome. But that's all. I just appreciate the invitation.
Next we have Frankie Weiss.
Well, my memories of Top Hat go back at least 50 plus years. The earliest recollection is when Kenny and I, when football season would start, we'd go next door to the pharmacy, pick up every football magazine that there was, and look forward to our New York Giants having a good season. The memories for Kenny and I go back at least 50 plus years. We share a lot of things in common. We have mutual cousins, we have mutual aunt and uncle. We both love Chinese food. We both love going over bridges and looking down at the water. And we have great memories of Sunday afternoons at Kenny's house on Daniel Drive, watching football, laying down on the rug, watching the Giants, never letting Robbie join us, even if he wanted to, and halftime going outside and playing touch football. And those memories, whether it's 30, 40, 50 years ago, just never go away. Happy retirement.
Next, Andy Liston.
Well, I'm fairly new to the Brotherhood. Actually, it's about 10 years. But I will say this, that I believe that I have known and had a relationship with Kenny longer than anybody else in this entire room except for Liz. Robbie, Toby, Lynn, anybody. And I can say that with confidence, I believe, because I am 10 days younger than Kenny. And Lil and my mother were in the hospital together. And back then in the 40s, I don't believe that there was 1-bed, 2-bed rooms. There was long room with lots of beds. And my understanding is that we were in the same room. And so, therefore, within 10 days, Kenny and I struck up a relationship. I think that I've known him as long as certainly anybody in this room except for Lil. But and our relationship continued through the years. through as a childhood, 4 childhood years. In high school we went together, 4 years of high school, all together. And just one other fact is that 5 years before I married my lovely wife, Marcia, Kenny and I double dated. And Kenny's date was Marcia. And thank God he never fell in love with her like I did. That's another story. As far as the brotherhood, on Saturday mornings when we meet, it's wonderful. As Paul said, we talk about everything. I mean, Randy and I, of course, are diehard Yankee fans. So Randy would say to me something like, "Did you see the game last night?" "Yeah, total domination." And then he'd go, "Yeah, forget about it." You know. And then Paul would come in with some idiotic comment, you know, about the Red Sox. You know how good they are compared to the Yankees. But we'll talk about everything: sports, restaurants, movies, world politics, local politics. Marvin, we talk about Marvin.
Who the f is Marvin?
But it's wonderful. As Paul said, it is a great, great relationship. And
You can tell he charges by the hour. He's a lawyer.
And I will say this, as Paul said, it's wonderful. We don't have the Top Hat to go to on Saturdays. We have the diner, Peter's Diner, which is, I think, good because Kenny would, you know, get up while we're talking and have to go to the counter, go to the conveyor, get something off the rack. I mean, people disturbed us.
That's funny.
And I will say this, I'm sitting at a table now, but Ken, say this, my friend, that as far as I'm concerned, I think all of us, you can sit at the head of the table because you are the chairman of the board.
I just want to point out, just because he's as old as Kenny, we're not. Next we have Marvin Busker. Marvin is a longtime member who's kind of moved away a little bit, but you see, one of the things I forgot to tell you earlier is that we have our meetings every Saturday, but you know, every once in a while, somebody goes away, you know, we go on vacation or not feeling that well, but we're always there because we have the telephone. The cell phones are out now, there's a new invention. So everybody, if they're gone, if they're in Aruba or whatever, we get the phone call. So we always have a full cast of characters, whether we're there or not. Marvin lives up in North Haven, or someplace up in that area. So he can't make it down so frequently, so he's one of the phone guys. But he was there for many, many years at the Cleaners. We never called it Top Hat Cleaners, we always just called it the Cleaners. All right, enough of that. Next we have Marvin.
Thank you for the introduction. I'm Marvin. Kenny had a nickname for me to carry out to Ari. I was called Marvelous. I don't know where they got that one from. I'm here to dispel a rumor as to how this schmutz started.
But yeah, let's use the mic.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Slow line. I can't figure out anything.
I'm finished, that's all I have to say.
Now you got a Hungarian trying to
Testing.
Testing.
Okay. There's another rumor.
They're mean to
I'm here
Marvin.
to dispel a rumor is how the schmutz really got started. I don't think Kenny even knows it to this day. One day, I was sitting around as usual, hanging out, and one of the immortal Top Hat employees, I think he's in the Hall of Fame. Is Frank Tobich in the Hall of Fame?
He sure is.
Okay. Frank came to me and he said, you know, I'm part of the Hungarian underground, and I have a very good money-making opportunity for us, but I need a front. So I don't know how he got Bunny Calabrese involved, but she got involved, so we're in trouble. So Frank said to me in confidence, he said, I located a source for genuine Hungarian stuffed cabbage and cholent in Hungary. But there's an embargo in the United States, but I got a way to bring it in. All I need is a front and a place to distribute it. So we put two and two together, and Frank set up the Brotherhood. And he was going to bring it in and get it distributed through Mr. Peters next door. Did you ever know that, Kenny?
No.
That's the way the Brotherhood started. You can thank Bunny and the late Frank.
Closer to the left.
You can't.
The water is too Frank Dobush. If anybody doesn't know what cholent is, ask Bill Kitchen to tell you. Now, there's two incidents
Turn
that
it off,
related to me
probably.
that I will never forget.
Don't worry about it.
And the schmutz.
Don't worry about it.
Two pairs of silk boxer shorts given to me by my former wife for Halloween, for Valentine's Day. And one that was white with red lips on it, the other one was black with hearts on it, and they were silk. And the only way they could be cleaned was dry cleaned. So I took them into Kenny. Of course, Kenny laughed and laughed. And about 3 days later, I saw one of my friend's wives, Lou Farrell, on the street. And she said to me, boy, you got some sexy underwear. I said, how the hell did you know? Well, she said, go into the store. My good friend Kenny only paid one pair with my name on it. Remember that one? Too bad I was married. No, I wasn't married. I was married. Too bad I wasn't married. I would have had more dates in 1 week than I ever had. Now, the second incident, my dear brother, the fashion plate. I was in a relationship, and she was a professional Marshalls shopper. She went to Marshalls every week, 3 or 4 stores, and she bought bargains. And she bought me a pair of slacks because it was a designer name, $7, big deal. And I put it in the closet to you, and I started wearing it. My brother looked at it. He said, that is so ugly. Where did you get that? And I didn't have the nerve to tell him. He said, if you continue to do that, wear that, something's going to happen drastically. One Saturday, I took it into dry cleaning, picked it up, and Kenny put it out on the rack. And my brother was behind the counter. This is when Kenny had the tailor there. He took one of those big tailor scissors and cut the legs off.
We don't like them. They were purple pants.
What's the matter with purple pants?
But the worst part was Kenny had the nerve to charge me for cleaning. Thank you all very much.
Okay. Finally, last but not least, JB, Jerry Busford.
Otherwise known as
A miserable
Miserable
bastard. Many years ago, I started off as a kid working in Tasty Delicatessen. And we talked about Sam and Irv writing their memoirs. They never did it. Then there's the TV show, The Naked City, with 8 million stories in The Naked City. But there's Top Hat Cleaners. Top Hat Cleaners are a bunch of guys, you know, I mean, there's a lot of us in the room that knew Mordecai Butcher. And every Saturday night we went to Shimshon. And we had a pledge, we had a song. This is how we started off our meeting. We don't need a pledge, we don't need a song. We are the brotherhood of the Schmutz. We are brothers through and through. Anybody needs anything, we are here for one another. Heather back of the counter, I can throw that out, Randy.
Look at this.
How can I say? Paul Gurnett, you know, he didn't mention about every Saturday morning there were 4 papers on the counter. There was the Bridgeport Post, there was the Hungarian Gazette, there was the Lithuanian Slavic newspaper, and there was the New York Post. Paul would sit there, look at this baby. Look at this. Now, as we sit there and talk, all we talk about is, geez, Anybody have sex last night? How many times did you wake up and pee? All Paul talks about is this psyllium husk. You got to try this, and you go. That's why it took him 5 minutes. He had to go to the bathroom every Saturday morning into the office.
You guys are ready for Florida.
We're ready. Am I right or wrong?
It works.
It works. It works. Try to sit this money. I mean, there are so many stories. What do I have here? I can't get rid of this bag. This is my tie.
Oh my God.
One Yom Kippur, I was on my way to services, and I decided to go to American Steam instead for a hot dog. And God punished me. So I said to Kenny, I said, how do I get this thing out of my tie? First he says to me, lick it and taste it. And see what it is. And then he goes back.
Yeah.
There's your tie. That's how you get rid of this thing.
That's true story.
One other story with Marvin was that he brought a pair of pants in to be altered.
Let me see.
And those weren't the purple pants, Ari. These are regular pair of pants. He brought them in to be altered. Marvin tries them on, puts his leg in the pants. Kenny had the leg sewn, so Marvin couldn't put his leg in. Marvin put his hands in the pocket. The pockets were sewn.
Oh, that is so
Andy Liskoff, your Navy jacket. We found your Navy jacket. Mr. Whatever his name is called me up and said, there's a jacket here. It doesn't fit anybody else, but it would fit you. So here's your Navy jacket.
12 years ago.
12 years ago.
It's in your closet.
Right. They were actually in Lillian's closet.
What you doing?
Kathy Gurnett. Brown pants, blue pants, gray pants, whatever they are, they're here. Well, we charge interest, so we got to make a deal here. We can get them out.
good. It's funny.
What else is there? There's not much more I can say. I have a small gift that I sort of stole out of the store for you, Ben. And I think, you don't mind if I open it?
If I did, would it matter?
I think this was in the store when Lester was there. This probably went in the store 1953 or 55 or 56. And when I took it into the guy to have it monogrammed, the guy said to me, there's so much dust on it. He says, can I take it off? I said, no. This is over 60 years of dust.
Oh man, I know. That is awesome.
How old is
I think I made it in shop.
I don't want you to get
You
your
couldn't
shirt
make
dirty,
that.
because I don't know what cleaners you're using.
one with the best discount?
Get in, boys.
But I got to tell you that this is
great.
I got one more thing.
Yeah, I know, but I just said mock jury.
Picture, move over.
But this is the Brotherhood of the Schmutz. We are always here. We're always here for each other. Whatever we need, whatever we have to do. Baseball game, football game, basketball game. Reading the newspaper, whatever it is.
All for one and every man for himself. That's
Where do we get our dry cleaning done?
Okay, one more thing.
You're on your own.
Kenny, this is for you.
And Heather.
You let me finish?
How's that?
Such a miserable bastard. Anyhow, this is for you and Heather. This is from us. For you guys to go away for a weekend or a day.
Separate?
Whatever it's
She probably needs a break.
We are also happy that you finally, you've been talking about retiring for the last 20 years, and we're really happy that it's finally come to fruition.
Is he gonna? We're going to St. Mary's. Yeah, as long as we're here, I might as well say anything.
How close?
No, he doesn't want a mic. Leave him alone.
So Hungarian's trying to tell me which way to go.
Go this way, Mark. Go this way. I can honestly say I've never been surprised in my life until today. But I was the one in the group that was never going to retire. I had no interest in retiring. Circumstances sometimes change those things, like somebody coming along with some money. And, I mean, everyone in this room has been a part of certainly my life. And Top Hat Cleaners, my dad, he gave me the business. He never wanted me to go into the business, but I was a wise guy. And I wouldn't give up a minute. Meeting all of you and having had the opportunity to spend time with all of you over the years through the cleaners, through the associations and friends that I've made since we moved back down here to be part of the cleaners, whether it was Pop Warner or Little League or whatever, everything that we did. And so I wouldn't change anything. I got a little more money, but... And so here we are. So I got an opportunity to retire and try some other things. I'm looking forward to doing that. Just, kick this other stuff aside a little bit and get a little stronger, and then just some stuff I want to do. So I hope to be able to share it with all of you. Thank you so much for coming today. Nobody in the world has the support group and the family and the friends that I do. Thank you all.